I'm going to apologize in advance because in my 42 years of radio, today is without a doubt the hardest show that I've ever had to do. And unfortunately, had to do a lot of shows in recent years about rock icons that have passed away, but never one like this for me, because this is a whole different level for me. Because this was not only a rock hero to me as a 12-year-old kid, but Ace Frehley was a guy that was a dear friend to me for the last nearly 40 years. And, I'm not going to recap how that all happened again. But if you'd like to hear more about that, there is a podcast that I rushed out last night that is now up, that is different from what we did and we will do here today. It's pretty much exclusive to that podcast, although we did air it last night here on Sirius XM on this channel. But if you'd like to hear it, that's there for anybody to hear whenever they want. We put it out last night just out of nowhere because I had pre-recorded it because I knew this day was coming, unfortunately. And I was talking to Joel before we got on the air, and it's already, in being up less than 24 hours, it's already exceeded some of the highest downloaded podcasts that I have put out, and I put one out every week, as you know. That is a testament to the love for Ace. So we are going to do our best here to celebrate Ace Frehley, who, of course, we found out passed away yesterday. The official word coming down shortly after I got off the air. However, it had started to circulate while I was on the air, but I did not, if you were listening to the show yesterday, want to fully go there because it was not officially confirmed, but people were kind of jumping the gun, as people do in today's world of clicks and the internet. But, I don't know where we're going to go today and who's going to call in and what's going to happen. It's been just a brutal 24 hours. It's been, honestly, it's been a brutal 2 weeks. Because what people don't know about this, and if you've seen the video that I put up on social media, there seems to be a bit of confusion about this whole thing, because Ace did fall. He fell initially, and I had put out a post saying that he was fine and I was in touch with him, and all of that was true. The piece of this that people aren't understanding is that Ace fell a second time. And that was, I believe, exactly 2 weeks ago from today. And that was catastrophic. He fell downstairs in his home. He was not drunk. He was not high. Ace was very proud of his sobriety, so you can diffuse that right away. I don't know all the circumstances around it, but it was a very serious fall. I had been to his house. I know the stairs. And he hit his head severely multiple times, and that caused the problems. And I'm not going to get into all the gory details of it, but it was a very, very serious injury. So Ace was in the hospital and not conscious for many days. And I was aware of this. And the hospital he was in was maybe 10 minutes from my home in New Jersey, but unfortunately, I was not able to see him. They had everything locked down, and understandably didn't want people in there. It was extraordinarily serious. So I was unable to get a lot of information, detailed information, but I just know that they were not seeing people and they didn't want anybody up there. And I was just hoping he would make a turn and turn for the best. But he was, to my knowledge, not conscious at all after the fall until he passed away. So I knew the severity of it for the last 2 weeks. But like everyone, I had hoped, prayed, whatever you do, did it all, hoping he would come out of it. And unfortunately, he didn't. So as much as I was kind of preparing for this, and I have been dealing with this in my mind, again, for almost 2 weeks, knowing what was really going on. And again, I don't talk about private stuff off the air, on the air. It was going on behind the scenes. So I was not going to get into that, until there was real news. And then things started to leak and people started to call me and people started to talk. And then, the guy was off the grid for about 2 weeks, a week and a half, and people didn't know what was going on. Just friends, people trying to call him, text him, etc. And I couldn't say certain things. It was awful. Even the Styx event that I hosted last week, I was so concerned because I was like, oh my gosh, if something happens, I'm going to be in Florida. I don't know what to do. So it's been brutal. And then, of course, the culmination of the tragic news coming out yesterday that he had passed away and that he was gone. And that coming out shortly after I got off the air with a statement from the family. So this has reverberated all over the world, obviously. It is the first member of the original lineup of Kiss to pass away. Ace was the youngest member of the band at 74. And all you need to do is look at what's happening online to realize the impact that this guy had. It is everywhere. Every guitar player from every level, whether it's Steve Vai, Joe Bonamassa, Slash, you name it, the biggest of the big, Alex Lifeson, all celebrating and remembering Ace, who were touched by Ace in so many ways, whether it was as a friend, just somebody they loved as a character, somebody they loved as a guitar player, somebody that they toured with, that everybody's got an Ace story. Everybody's got an Ace story. And I have 40 years of Ace stories. And over the last day or two now, I have been getting people sending me photos of Ace and I from various decades and periods and times. Some things I remember, some things I don't about the origins of the photo. And I have been breaking down every time I've seen one. I'm just going to be honest. I've got a box of tissue sitting right here next to me. It's been awful. It's hit me in a way that is hard to explain. But again, this is hitting me. This is for me on two different levels. It's the fan level, Kiss being the most important band to me as a kid, the gateway band, the band that really started it all for me, made me a complete rock junkie, in a lot of ways probably influenced what I do and ended up doing in my career. Because even though I'm not a musician, I tried. As a kid, I looked at the gatefold of Alive 2 and I took drum lessons for a couple weeks, but I knew I wasn't going to be Peter Criss with a giant drum kit like that. So I said, well, what else can I do to promote this music? And that's why I took the path I took. Played air guitar to every Ace Frehley solo as a little kid. Played air guitar to every Paul Stanley power chord as a kid. Sang every word of every song as a kid, and still do all that, by the way. As a 61-year-old man, I still do all of that. But, Ace was my guy. You know, it's funny because over all the decades of being such a Kiss fan and known as somebody who has been a Kiss supporter for the most part throughout my life, and somebody who has waved the flag for Kiss even in their leanest years, doing an annual all Kiss radio special that I've done for like 30 years. And of course, I've got my opinions on things, but to certain detractors out there, they would say things like, well, he's an Ace guy. Fucking A right, I'm an Ace guy. Because Ace was my friend. Doesn't mean I'm not a guy for the other members of the band. But yeah, Ace was my friend. And Ace was always there for me. New York Steel concert for 9/11. Ace played. 30th anniversary for this for my radio career. Ace played. 40th anniversary for my radio show. Ace played. Kiss reunion tour. Ace sends me a couple laminates. Come to any shows, buddy. Come hang out with me in the dressing room. Ace was always there for me. As you know, Ace used this radio show and my radio shows as a platform for years to get his thoughts out, whether they be good, bad, funny, irreverent, silly. The amount of times and interviews and craziness and fun on and off the air with this guy, for me, is endless. I could literally sit here with you guys for a week and not take one phone call and fill that week with just stories with Ace. From the stuff I gave him in the book about the fish sandwich, to hanging out at his old apartment in Lincoln Center, to going on the road with him, to signing him, to making those records with him. Or just in recent years, you know, around Christmas time last year, going to his house, sitting with him. Shot some stuff for my documentary with him. Always there for me. And in the last couple of years, every text, just about every text I got from Ace, and he would text me a lot, just sometimes random goofy things, sometimes silly memes, sometimes private stuff, sometimes political stuff, sometimes music stuff, sometimes wacky things he was working on, or just little song clips. You know, I'd hit him back and I'd laugh or not laugh, or thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever. And almost in the last couple years, almost every time, he would end the texting with me by writing to me, I love you, brother. Every time, even on the phone when we talked, I love you, brother.